Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Bernard Arnault, hey sweetie darling, the owner of LVMH. Apparently he has a pickle to grind, not a pickle to tickle, with certain news outlets, reporters, and news anchors of sorts. He's blacklisting certain news outlets. Can you believe this? Now, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. And subscribe to my channel while you're at it, you guys. Thumb up this video. This one's a juicy one. Listen to this. Bernard Arnault, okay, bans his executives from speaking to certain media outlets. Can we talk? Yeah, he's outright banning them. In a letter addressed to his executives, the CEO of the luxury group warned that he would be uncompromising in the face of any breach of these rules. And we have the leaked letter in the Fashion Bunker. We have the leaked letter from Mr. Bernard Arnault to his executives. Somebody leaked the letter, and we have it here. Isn't that interesting? So let's get to this very fascinating article. And to get to it, let me show you the censored version of the letter because we don't want to get in trouble. So this is from 20minutes.ch. That is the article which I was looking for. It's in French. I had to translate it in English. So I do have this letter also not censored. I had to pixelate it for this video. Here's the list of the news outlets that he banned. So let's get to it. Bernard Arnault, head of the world's #1 luxury goods company, LVMH, has notified the group's executives of an absolute ban on speaking to 7 media outlets, including Mediapart, Le Canard Enchaîné, I hope I didn't butcher the name, and La Lettre. The latter said on Wednesday, reproducing an email attributed to the billionaire. Contacted by Associated Foreign Press, LVMH, of course, did not comment. The sensationalist media, okay. So he says, our group is a major object of interest to the media, Arnault wrote in the preamble to this email entitled Recommendations. And sent to 16 people, most of them members of the group's executive committee, including his daughter, Delphine Arnault, CEO of Christian Dior Couture, Chantal Gemperle, Director of Human Resources at LVMH, Jean-Jacques Guigny, the group's financial director, and Pietro Beccari, CEO of Louis Vuitton. But the media also seeks confidential information from internal sources outside the communication channels that we have set up, not to mention biased publications, most of the time of a negative nature, so-called confidential letters, so-called investigative sites that use the public's attraction to luxury to attract new readership in a sensationalistic manner, laments Bernard Arnault, according to the document reproduced by La Lettre. So he's saying, basically, if we read between the lines, he's saying, if the media doesn't want to report positively about us, then I don't want to let them report about us at all. So here's a list of news outlets you baboons are not going to be allowed to talk to, period. Because these news outlets have been reporting negatively about us. And so I don't want you to give interviews to them. You're only going to give interviews to the ones that report positively about us. I'm reading between the lines here. I'm paraphrasing, okay? Everything's alleged, like I said. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion, period. Bernard Arnault said he formally condemns any behavior that involves maintaining relations with unscrupulous journalists and giving them information or comments on the life of the group. Interesting how somebody who is allegedly unscrupulous themselves is now all of a sudden upset when he deems the news outlets be unscrupulous towards his company. That's not good. No, nobody's allowed to behave unscrupulously towards Bernard Arnault, but Bernard Arnault is allowed to behave unscrupulously towards other brands. Allegedly. Let's just remember and remind ourselves what he tried to do with Hermès when he tried to take over in an insipid way the Hermès stocks. Anybody remember that story? Was that unscrupulous, Bernard? Or was that scrupulous? Was that okay? That was okay behavior, yeah? But what the media is reporting about you is not okay. Well, guess what, bitches? Up until today, me, little old me, was not on this list. So I'm not on his blacklist yet, which means all of you CEOs, if you want to talk to someone, call me. Contact me. Write me an anonymous email if you like under superdacob@gmail.com. Because, honey, I ain't on that list for now. But moving on. Breach of the rule. He will be intractable. This is a translation. I don't know if that's the correct translation. The CEO of LVMH reminds everyone of the formal ban on communicating information or comments about the family, as they would say in The Crown, and warns that he will be inflexible in the face of any breach of these rules, which would mark for him an intolerable lack of loyalty. Oh, he's loyal, I see. Super loyal. So this is why his company that he owns, Dior, was hiring subcontractors that were manufacturing bags for €53 that could then be resold by Dior for €2,600. Were we being loyal to those workers that were forced to work 14 hours a day in inhumane conditions? Is that what loyalty looks like to you, Mr. Bernard? Care to comment? No? Okay, moving on. So, according to the same document, Arnault concludes by attaching a list of publications to which I ask you to respect an absolute ban on speaking, he says, namely La Lettre, Glitz Paris, Miss Tweed, who we have been reporting about at times on my channel, L'Informé, Puck, US, Mediapart, Le Canard Enchaîné, as well as all other confidential newspapers or pages of the same type which exist or which could be created in the future. He's also banning stuff in the future, honey. He's telling them, don't talk to any one of them who might be detrimental to my brand. Any one of them who exists now and who might exist in the future. Oh, honey, Mr. Bernard, he's out there already. Oh, he's in space with those astronauts. Of course, we're worried. You know what I mean? So then there's the letter and the violation of the right to information. Next chapter. In response to these revelations, the NGO Reporters Without Borders, RSF, denounced on Wednesday on Twitter an attack on the right to information on the part of LVMH and its CEO, calling on them to put an end to this blacklist of media. For its part, Mediapart denounced on its website the fact that Bernard Arnault is casting a shadow over his group to extinguish any voice denouncing the bad practices of his empire. At the head of LVMH, which has more than 70 brands of fashion, leather goods, wines, spirits, perfumes, and jewelry, the billionaire also owns the daily newspapers La Parisienne and Les Echos, however you pronounce it. So if he owns these newspapers, you understand how he can make them write whatever he wants to write. Now talk about real journalism. How real is the journalism if you own the newspaper that's reporting about you? How honest can that journalism be? We've seen just a couple of months ago the interview, was it Bloomberg, when Francine interviewed the Baconator from Chanel? And the questions were so kind and polite. There was no drill going on. The interview was basically made to promote Chanel. The interview was not made to ask relevant questions. Not once did the interviewer ask Mrs. Nair if there was actually internally any talk internally in Chanel about bettering their quality, due to the fact that quite a few people are raising more and more awareness about the lack of quality of their extremely overly priced products. No, there was no talk of that. No questions were asked about that. Matter of fact, it's not even a problem to them. And yet, if I were the journalist in that room, I would have asked, that would have been just the tip of the iceberg. That would be just kind of the easy question about lack of quality. But we could dig deeper and deeper. And yet it seems as though certain characters at the top of this pyramid, which we can start calling a pyramid scheme, allegedly, at this point, oh no, they pick and choose who they talk to. And so you see, real reporting, journalism, it's dead. Just as luxury is dead, because the real journalist never gets a chance to talk to these puppets. Never. So there you have it. So much for authentic reporting these days. That's the world we live in. And I wonder how many other content creators out there are going to cover this story, and how honest they're going to be while they cover it, as they plaster their video with a ton of sponsored links, affiliate links, sponsored content, licking the boot of the industry while you try to make content against it. Let's see how far that takes you. Love you loads. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Let me know your thoughts and prayers down below. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Bye.